Hey guys, welcome to the ESL Trailblazer channel. I'm Nandis, and this is episode 10, Decisions and Plans. New Year's is approaching, so we got decisions and plans to make. And that's why I thought it would be appropriate to have that as a topic. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. As the new year approaches, it's time to make some decisions. Some of them can be long-term planning, long-term decisions. Others are short-term, okay? And others might be easier, like the everyday decisions that we make. Others might be a little more difficult. I'm focusing on the difficult, challenging, harder decisions that we have to make in our lives versus the easier day-to-day, daily decisions, okay? The daily decisions are, what am I going to eat? Who's gonna watch the baby tonight? Where should I go out this evening or this weekend? Etc. Difficult decisions. The focus of this episode is investing, buying a house, getting a job, accepting an offer that's made to you, where to go on vacation, and anything related to resolutions like, signing up for a training course, starting a new hobby or activity, losing some weight for the new year, these kinds of things, okay? And a few more, but I'll get into it as we progress, okay? So, first expression, sleep on it. I need to sleep on it, man. Whoa. Give me some time, I need to sleep on it, all right? Sleep on it means, and you probably maybe have something similar in your language, but it means that, you need a little bit of time to consider the offer, all right? So an offer is made to you, maybe a money offer at work, you need to sleep on it, okay? That's the easiest example. Let's move on. I'll come back with more because some of these expressions can be interchangeable, right? So the next one is weigh up the pros and cons. So we use it a lot in essays for writing. But when you say we need to weigh up the pros and cons, you're probably in a meeting with people or in a group and you're making a decision that's going to affect the trip, the excursion, the itinerary in your trip. New vocabulary, it's in the description box below this video, okay? Itinerary. If you're going to change the itinerary, you need to weigh up the pros and cons, the benefits versus the consequences, okay? Positive, negatives, etc. All right, so very useful, I think, for meetings, brainstorming at work or on trips. All right, the next one, I like this one. It's very, very practical for everybody watching, young or old. Run it by. Run it by. What does that mean? That means that if you have a superior, and almost all of us do, okay? If you think you don't have a superior and you're married, you got a superior. Okay, so wife, husband, teacher, parent, obviously boss, manager, team leader, etc. Okay, you need to ride by them. You come up with a great idea with your colleague at work, you gotta run it by the boss. Hey boss, what do you think of our idea? Shut up and get back to work over there. All right, but you can't implement a new policy or new idea unless you run it by bosses, supervisors, team leaders, okay? If you have an idea for a trip, excursion, you gotta run it by the wife or the husband first, whichever you are, okay? That's the way it is, sorry. So run it by, very useful. It can also be used not with superiors, but with friends, all right? If you're making a decision with a group of friends about some future plans that you have, usually on a holiday or an excursion, I know I'm using that a lot, but it's quite frequent with groups of friends together, okay? Or maybe a New Year's Eve party. Oh, where are we gonna go? All right? If you're planning this in advance and you have some ideas, you need to run it by the group. You need to run it by Linda, you need to run it by Marek, you need to run it by Wojtek, you need to run it by Asha. You get my drift here. That's what we say, get my drift. It means you see where I'm going with it. Expression, you get my drift? You catch what I'm saying? All right. The next one is, the next one goes with another one. So I'm gonna say them both and then explain. So think it over and think it through. You're probably thinking, What's the difference, man? Why are you complicating my life? I'm not complicating your life. I'm going to explain it carefully. And that word is very important in this, okay? Carefully. So when you think something over, you're saying, I will decide at a later time. You need to think about the idea carefully. Okay? That's all. You're just stalling. You're stalling, you need time to think. It's very closely related with the sleep it over. Okay? Think it over. Sleep on it. Not sleep over, sorry. Sleep over something else. Okay? Teenagers? Alright. So, yeah, think it over. Examples. Someone makes a job offer to you that might be in another city or another town far away from where you live. Whereas think it through, this is a little bit different because here you're thinking carefully about the risks involved, okay, and what the possible consequences might be, all right? And that's an important distinction here because we're not going to say think it through with the job offer in another town because it's a job offer. That's a good thing, right? So you're not thinking about risks with the job offer. I mean, I guess it really depends on your situation, but I'm thinking in most situations a job offer is something terrific, and you need to think it through because it's a big change, but you got to make something happen. So maybe it's worth it. All right. Whereas think it through, consequences, risks. So think about any example related with investing. Right now, there's all this talk, Bitcoin, non-stop Bitcoin. Frenzy about it, okay? So if you're thinking about investing in Bitcoin, you need to think it through because there are risks involved. You could lose your money, all right? With any investment, I'm just using the Bitcoin as an example, okay? Anytime there's risks, that takes us to a couple more examples before I finish up. Opt out, opt for. It's just a sophisticated way of saying choose, okay? If you opt out of a contract, it means you're not renewing it. Renew a contract. You're leaving it. You're done. Rip it up. Koniec. We're done. We're out of here, okay? Whereas opt for is the more practical use one where it says you're choosing something from a variety of choices, okay? So think of any situation where you have like a package, I don't know, like a travel package that comes with certain features. You're picking between packages, you need to opt for package number one. Or if you're choosing a monthly plan for your television, your cable, your internet, your mobile phone, there's numerous packages. So you opt for the premium or the standard or the deluxe. No, not deluxe. I don't know. Forget the deluxe. The deluxe is something way different. So that's opt for, opt out. You can opt for different plans, like insurance plans or investment plans, because those also have packages. All right? Finally, we got a very important expression, and it's chicken out. You follow me here? Chicken out. You don't have it in your language, I'm pretty sure, okay? This is uniquely English. I hope you could prove me wrong, write in the comments, but when you gotta make one of these decisions, the long-term ones, the difficult ones, the New Year's resolution type ones, all right? Losing the weight, or stopping the cigarette smoking, or the drinking, or something else that you want to start up, a new hobby, a language, improving your English, make something happen. You gotta do it. You gotta take action. Because if you don't, and you chicken out, what does that mean? You get scared or frightened, same thing, but you don't do it. You chicken out. So other people might be saying behind your back, or even to your face if you're a bit younger, because when you're younger, when you're a teenager, you let your friends have it, right? Chicken, 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 chicken. Back to the Future reference, I have to do it. Man, that's what you're doing. You're chickening out. So take a risk. Go for it. Build momentum. Make something happen. New Year's resolution. You don't know what's going to happen, but you'll never know unless you do it, unless you try. Okay? So don't chicken out. So just to rerun through all the expressions. Sleep on it. Okay? Think it through. Think it over. Run it by someone. and weigh up the pros and cons. I also mentioned opt for or opt out. The opt out is for the contracts, okay? And chickening out. Guys, that's all I got for you today, okay? It's the new year. It's right around the corner. I hope you have a amazing New Year's Eve. I thank you all for the support. Please press that subscribe button if you like what you hear. I hope so. I look forward to your feedback. We're a community. Let's get it growing. Share with people who you think will find this valuable. I got a great episode coming up. I'm going to start going back to my roots with the intercultural competence. Okay? So Polish people out there, my main base, get ready. Okay? I'm excited about it. And I look forward to the future episodes of the ESL Trailblazer channel. Thanks for your support. Happy New Year 2018. We're done. And remember, let's make something happen. Later.